Hi.
Hi, Aaron Fulk. How are you doing?
Great, Scott Havens. Why are you using my last name?
Why do you always freak out about people using your last name? It's great, but it's like brand recognition. You like people saying your full name?
It's just weird.
I don't know. I mean, this is just me being a ham. It's a little like, hey, feel important,
No, I don't feel like
You
that.
just want to be like a one word, Aaron.
Share. Just kidding.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Not much. I think spring break is coming up.
Are you going anywhere cool?
Going to Seaside in Florida, which has become a nice family tradition with kids and friends, and so we really look forward to. Our kids look forward to it, so they're young. What do you do? Anything special?
Yeah, we're going to Orange Beach.
Whoa!
I'm taking Lily and one of her friends, and then one of my friends that lives in Boston is going to come meet us.
Oh, that's awesome! You're taking a friend. Look at you, super mom.
Well, I am not going to see you very much because I am going from New York this weekend to Miami for 11 days.
That's right.
With spring break.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be rocking and rolling. I don't know what you were up to this weekend, but Bestway International, Riley Wiles, not only got to see the U.S. women's and men's hockey team win gold medals.
We're mad at the men's hockey team, by the way.
I need to know more about this.
Okay, I'll tell you in a second.
But his son, Jack, also won a hockey championship. And, Avarti Construction, they're building all throughout. They strike me as more curling than hockey fans. But that's what I do. So explain, as people are jumping on, tell me about this.
So first of all, Riley's a huge hockey fan because the other day we run a lot of live shows like these, and Bestway is one of the ones we run. And we were having to give him hockey scores during the show, and it was like some random Olympic game. So that's funny. You don't know why we're mad? We're boycotting the men's hockey game? Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay? So the women, first of all, the men have not won a gold medal since 1980. I want you to do the math here, okay? Do you know why the women didn't win a gold medal in 1980? Let me tell you. We weren't allowed to play hockey in 1980, but we were allowed to play in 1998. And we've won 3 gold medals since 1998 in the Olympics, okay? We are dominating the women's hockey team. All right, so just keep that in mind. So then the men come around and win their first medal since 1980, okay? Then the president of the United States calls them and says, oh, you got to remember this. 2 of the boys on the men's hockey team, their mom is the coach of the women's hockey team. You got to remember that, okay? These boys were raised by very strong moms. The president of the United States says, well, we're also going to have to invite we're going to be forced to invite the women's team. And they all laugh because women's sports is never taken seriously, even when they're better. So we're mad at them.
Yes. Okay. I did see that. So their moms were I thought their moms also were players on an Olympic team, right?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, it was not a good look. It was not a good look. There's got a lot of PR that needs to happen there, but which could have been a really cool day. My most favorite thing, because a big part of my job is like online monitoring, trending online. My most favorite thing was when Canada's like, they clearly needed it worse than us. Like in both of them, they're like, Americans clearly needed all these medals worse than us this year. Also, I'd like you to know that 68% of the medals won this year were won by women, and something like 9 out of the 12 gold medals were won by women. So. Women's sports is a thing. All right. Look at what your friend Paul said. Let us know where you're watching from. Are you watching from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn? And so awesome. All right. Are you all caught up on I need to send you this TikTok channel. It's when they do all of like sports stuff, but like it's like reality show gossip. And I think you and your wife could really like bond.
I think Julie would love it. I struggled to keep up with. I was like, I can't comment. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, you can always just ask me. I'll let you know. All right. Let us know if you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. We have a really good show today, and I think we should just get started because clearly I got real work to up over that. By the way, I was a D1 athlete. I'm real passionate.
I was going to bring it up.
In the 90s. And in the 90s, women's sports is a lot better now. They get a lot better look now than we did back then.
It was, baggy jeans and Aaron Fulk rowing team. That's what it was about.
I didn't wear baggy jeans. All right. Here we go. Our first guest today is Beth. Hey, probably like, what did we just watch? You guys are very passionate about women's sports, just in case you're wondering. Also, do you know Kansas City is getting its first women's sports bar? This is very exciting. So.
Very exciting.
What's the first sports bar? I thought it was Gale's.
That is a gay bar, gay sports bar. Remember?
Yeah.
So it's
But
not.
that doesn't count.
Well, my friend Scott, women's and gay sports bars are not the same thing. So
Didn't know that.
So this bar will. I don't think it's opened yet. This bar will just play women's sports. So it's really cool. I'm trying to look up what the name was. The Dub. Is it open already? I don't think so. But it's about to open. And it's down in Kansas City, Missouri off 9th Street.
It's brilliant because a bunch of guys are going to go.
Great. Great if they're going to support women's sports. That'd be great. Yeah. All right. Me and Beth, we're already feeling it. It's the first time I've ever met Beth. Beth, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Well, my name is Beth Lenherr. I am an executive leadership coach. Hello. And I work with teams and leaders who want to take things to the next level. So typically high-performing teams and leaders, specifically working around team dynamics and how we can leverage differences, whether that be generational or personality or working style or cultural differences, to drive results. So how do we leverage those differences instead of letting them cause friction and unnecessary conflict? How did I get to Kansas City? Well, I grew up in rural Kansas, just west of here. I am a proud Washburn undergrad. And, the Midwest is known for family values. And my family is what brought me back. My parents are still home where I grew up, and have 14 nieces and nephews who are the raddest humans I know. And I'm excited to be back with them. I know, big family. But also in my career, I've been developing values-driven leaders, human-centered, authentic leaders for the majority of my career. I have been a student of human performance and how our words and thoughts and intentions and actions impact our behavior, specifically in the workplace. So I'm super excited to be back in Kansas City and bring that work and my perspectives on the world outside of the US and outside of Kansas City back home.
Where were you at that you came back from?
Most recently, I was in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I love the discussion at the start of the call. I moved out there 10 years to work for Team USA. So I spent 5 years with the Olympic Committee. We'll talk about that next. But in my adult life, beyond Washburn, I've kind of lived and traveled around the world and gained a lot of perspectives on human behavior across the globe.
How many siblings do you have that you have 14 nieces and nephews?
Say that again. I apologize.
How many siblings do you have that you have 14 nieces and nephews?
I have 5 siblings. They've all done really good work, and I'm the only one without children of my own. So
the pressure's off. Your parents aren't on you for growing.
Yeah, no pressure for me. They took all that pressure off.
So what does your dream client look like?
Oh, my dream client wants to be forward thinking. They want to grow. They don't want to stay stuck in the status quo. They're thinking forward. They're thinking big picture. And they want to have happy, healthy work environments. That's like my number one mission, driving everything that I do, is to create happier, healthier work cultures for folks.
Is there a certain revenue or a certain industry?
There's not, actually. I've worked primarily with mid-level, mid-range size companies, and I am industry agnostic. Anyone with a brain, functioning brain, can be coached, right, and upskilled.
Amazing. All right. Well, we're excited to learn more about you. Patrick, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Well, hey, everybody. I'm Patrick Scholotzhauer. I'm the president of Kansas City Cadence Consulting. Cadence is a small fractional CFO business and accounting services. So in layman terms, we help small business with all their accounting and finance, whether it's helping out with your bookkeeping, your small business CFO, and everywhere in between. I'm actually a native from Kansas City. I've spent pretty much my whole entire life here, from Lee Summit and Leewood, where both my parents lived. Went to college in Kansas City as well at Mid-American Nazarene, then UMKC for my master's. So really kind of a big native here in Kansas City. I love it. Both those are great schools to go to. Yeah.
Did you not drink at all in college then?
I hope nobody from Mid-America is not watching. So as I went to go play baseball there, and
record this.
Yeah, please don't send that to them. They'll ask for an extra donation. You're supposed to sign a covenant that you won't drink, and so I'll stick with it. I didn't drink.
I worked at the Applebee's by there, and people just asked us to put in a different cup.
That was the secret. I just went to Lawrence.
Aaron, I didn't know that was the Apple. Okay, all right. Patrick, can you explain how you fit into the fractional CFO scene?
Yeah, so the fractional CFO scene's got a wide range of where people can be. So typically there's the high-level CFOs. We're really working on the consulting of, medium to large size companies. That's kind of people that want 40 million in revenue and above. Where my practice is, we're really in that small business. We call it small business CFO. And where we are is corporate controllers. A lot of companies, small business, don't know what that is, and that's really what they need. So that's where we say small business CFO. That's looking for somebody to help out with all their everyday accounting and finance, setting up everything they need. And on the large scale, that is a corporate controller. So we really try to strategically place ourselves in the middle ground before you're ready for a large fractional CFO.
I think it's a really unique point, and glad that you're on the show talking about it, because everyone just assumes when you do that, but you kind of partner with everyone in that space. How's that been getting that message out?
It's been different. We like it. Where we originally thought we were going to go when we started for business, not necessarily where we have gone. I think a lot of small businesses would say that. It's like, hey, we thought here, but we pivoted just because that's where the market is going. But we've loved working with other strategic CFOs in Kansas City to build that partnership to help out small business. Because in the end of the day, that's where I'm here for. I have a passion for working with small business because a lot of times they need a lot of help. They don't know what they know. They're good at either baking their cookies or making their widget or providing their service, but they really do need help on the back end to grow and build that business. And sometimes they're not ready for that strategic. They need that everyday, what we call the tactical.
What's your favorite small business that you've worked with? Like, what was the industry?
Most of the industries we go through a wide range. I do a lot of service-based industry, just kind of more where I have a background. I have a background in the commodities industry and the sales industry, so that's a lot. I recently just got a local bakery. That's been a lot of fun to work with. That's a little bit different. Going in there, it smells amazing.
Right. I was like, do they pay you in cookies? That'd be great.
You know what? I think they would try.
Awesome. All right, Scott, you're up.
Beth, what is the most pivotal point in your career?
The most pivotal point in my career, I would say, was actually a chapter. So it's not a moment, it's a conglomeration of moments. And it would be the chapter I spent with the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. And I would say the reason it was most pivotal is because it kind of brought together some of the things that are most meaningful to me, that I'm most passionate about. One of those is my identity as an athlete, which I had kind of pushed aside and hid away in a dark corner for 20 years, because once you kind of graduate from college as a collegiate athlete, that transition out of sport is pretty difficult, as Aaron probably knows. Well, maybe many of you. And so getting back into sport was really cool, but also I was head of talent management and development across the US movement. And so being able to get kind of a front row seat to the highest performing athletes, on the global stage day in and day out, and those leaders who are supporting them, was such a really cool opportunity for someone like me, who's a student of human performance and leadership development. So I got a lot of really cool opportunities. I met a lot of really amazing athletes that I look up to, but I also got to see the day in and day out, and the discipline and the mindset that goes into winning and being at that level of greatness, the day in and day out mental game behind it all, which is a huge emphasis of what I do in my coaching and development with leaders, is the mental game, the inside game. So I think that was pivotal for all of those reasons and many more.
Are you currently coaching? I have a question for this. Are you currently coaching any athletes that have started businesses?
Am I currently coaching any athletes who have started businesses? At the exact precise moment, no. I have, and it's really fun and exciting to work with leaders and entrepreneurs who were athletes, because there is a shared sense of, drive and competition, healthy competition and work ethic that every athlete just knows. It's kind of ingrained in us a lot of times when we're little kids, and it doesn't go away. And so being able to live that out in their careers is a really cool thing to get to be a part of. Especially like uncovering it for people because they used to be an athlete like me. With Olympians and Paralympians, after retirement, they are always Olympians and Paralympians. We never strip that title from them. But those of us who don't make it to that phase, it's like, oh, I was an athlete. Don't ask me to go shoot hoops now. And so uncovering that and reminding people that you still are an athlete, you still have that mindset inside of you and that high performance drive is a really fun honor as a coach.
My favorite follow right now on social media is Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir and their friendship. If you guys aren't following them, because they've been out of it for so long, but like kind of transitioned and stayed friends, it's a really great follow if you guys aren't following them. So amazing. All right, Patrick.
What is the most pivotal point in your career?
Yeah, it's a good question. So about I would say probably 3 or 4 years ago, when we decided to go off on our own and start our own business and follow the passion that we have. So I have a business partner. We used to work together at a previous firm, and we both realized we have a passion for small businesses and helping them out. So then we decided to make the change, and it's like, okay, we can do this on our own. And that's part of what we tell our clients is, hey, I'm not helping you run your own business. I'm a small business owner myself. So what I'm practicing is what I'm preaching as well, trying to help you out there. I've been there. I've done that. I've been through the hard nights. It's not fun. The emails on the weekends, the Saturday, Sunday, like, I got to get this done. So that's how kind of we approach. And I love it. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Working with small businesses to me is a great honor. So
for you, talk a little bit more about how you and your business partner decided to get together.
We have a background in the corporate world. Again, we were corporate controllers. And that's kind of where we kind of strategically place ourselves. And we decided we were at another firm doing something. We're like, hey, there's this untapped market that we can go in, is these small businesses that need a little bit of help with everything. They need help with their accounting, they need help with their finance, they need help with their cash forecasting, they need help with a lot of things. But then they think their only option is full-time help. Well, that's really not really it's really hard to find that for a small business owner, and really showing them that a fractional resource is kind of the way to go, where you can get a little bit of everything, and you don't need full-time people. So one, we're cheaper, but we can give a more utilization of skills that they can't find in the open market, because accounting professionals are really hard to find. Every single year, accounting graduates are down, and it's the younger generation is not wanting to go into it. So it's going to be an ever-evolving problem for businesses.
When did it start trending down? And do you know how many years it's been trending down?
The articles I've seen, I don't know how many years, but I would say it's at least COVID. I don't know if COVID was the dividing line, but it's been since COVID.
Wow, I feel like it's been even longer than that. That's crazy.
I would have bet it has. It just, all the articles I've read, they kind of go back towards 2020, which it's a delineation line for all of us.
There's weirdly a large number of female accountants in their 20s in my CrossFit 5:30 a.m. class.
Because they're badasses.
Yeah, there's like a fair amount of accountants in that class, female accountants. So if you're looking for any, that's where they're at.
Yeah, that's good to know.
5:30. Awesome. All right, Beth. How are your 2026 goals going, and how can the Kansas City community help you?
So far, can you hear me?
Yeah, start over. There's so much feedback. I'm having to mute everybody at all times today. Sorry.
No worries at all. So far, 2026 has had an interesting start, but some really great things have happened, and some of my goals have already been checked off the list, one of which was to go to Milan and welcome Team USA before the Olympics. And so I was there on the ground. I got back 2 weeks ago, I think. And so that was great. Now I'm ready to hit the ground running and prepare for the global stage to come to Kansas City this year, which is very exciting for the World Cup. So my highest priority goal is to establish myself as a known entity in Kansas City. I have been networking like crazy since I got here. I moved back in July, and meeting so many incredible people, so many fun people. And it reminds me that it just feels good to be home. It reminds me of what people are like back here in the Midwest. I want to work with organizations who are thinking forward, who are ready for growth, ready to take things to the next level, but also care about their employees at a human level, right? And want to cultivate those happy, healthy, high-performing work cultures. So if you are a leader or have a team or have an in with your leaders in your organization, I would love a referral. I would love a conversation over coffee. I would just love to know you. I love connecting with other great humans. And so I do, actually, I didn't mention this earlier, I don't think, I do leadership workshops, cohort-based series of leadership development. I do individual and group coaching, and also speaking at work functions or conferences. So I've done a bit of speaking already. In 26, I go to University of Florida on Friday. So I've been traveling for some speaking, but I'm ready to take on some more clients here in KC.
What is the best speaking event that you've enjoyed the most?
Oh, that's a good question. That's such a hard one. I spoke in the fall. I was able to speak at the International Leadership Association's global conference in Prague.
Oh, wow.
And that was my favorite just because it was Prague, and it was a lot of academics. And so people actually studying the textbook side of leadership every day, and for our worlds to come together and me getting to talk about the practical application that I get to witness in my career was just a really fun, nerdy, exciting week for me.
Okay, lastly, I'm guessing you coach people all over then, not
Yes.
just everybody. Okay.
Right.
Sometimes we have people watching from other places. How did you end up on the show today?
Jessica Powell.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was wondering. I was like, it feels like Scott doesn't know you. Scott,
Yeah,
so,
new to you all. Nice to meet you all.
you meet Jessica through your networking?
Yes, Back to KC. I went to the Back to KC event just a few weeks after I moved home, and she has been hitting the pavement for me ever since.
Yeah, she's great.
Wonderful.
Awesome. All right, Patrick. How are your 2026 going, and how can the Kansas City community help you?
Yeah, 2026 has kind of been a whirlwind already for us, adding clients left and right, which is what we love. As a small business, every new client is huge to us. So our goals are going great. Kind of how the Kansas community can help us out is if you have a small business or a friend who started a business, a colleague who's thinking about starting a business and they just want to talk, kind of talk it out, figure out what they need to do. Again, that's one of my passion. I love helping small businesses figure out what they want. And it's not just financial goals. It's not financial success. It's personal success. A lot of my clients, I get to know them very well. We love to go and have beers with them. It's a, hey, let's talk strategic, but let's also get some beers. We'll get some lunch. It's that personal connection. And that's where I feel like I kind of distinguish myself from a lot of different people is I love making personal connections. There's a lot of different people that do what I do. But I want to enjoy working with you. And if I went the same way on reciprocate, there's other people that can do what I do, but I want to enjoy what we do. So that's kind of where I go.
And then are you getting ready to go into busy season? What does that look like for you?
So that's a great question where a lot of people kind of think that we're tax accountants. So yes, we do have a busy season when it comes to closing the year, but we don't do tax prep. So that's where we're different from a traditional CPA firm. Now, a traditional CPA firm can do bookkeeping, but they don't really do that small business CFO controller work. And so we are busy in the sense that we're helping our clients close their books and get ready for the tax work, but we do not prepare the tax work. We rather partner with those tax individuals to give the best results for the clients.
I have heard that the fractional space is going to be the fastest growing space this year. Are you seeing that come true?
Without question. And it's not just accounting and finance. It's a lot of different places, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, HR, payroll. There's numerous other entities I work with to help my clients on the fractional side, because again, it's really hard to find help for small businesses. And if you want a fractional HR, a director of HR, well, it's hard to find somebody that also then wants to do the daily operations. So the fractional world is growing, not just in Kansas City, but all over the world too. Because what COVID taught us is you don't have to be in the same city. You don't have to be in the same building. You don't even have to be in the same continent if you don't want to.
What is the best way? I'm going to go back and ask about this question too. What's the best way for a business, if they want to work with you or get more information, to reach out to you?
The best way is email. We got our website. You can reach out to Scott. That's how I knew about this. I got introduced to him from one of my clients. Yeah.
How about your LinkedIn? Is your LinkedIn a good place?
My LinkedIn as well. Yes. That's probably.
Scott does not want to become your secretary.
What?
Scott doesn't want to become your secretary.
Yeah, that's fair. No,
I do it.
I mean, he could if he wants to. He does a great job at emails.
Yeah, I don't have feeding leads, but Aaron, who is one of your favorite clients that you work with that's a tall guy?
I don't know, but hold on. Beth, what's the best way to reach out?
I would say LinkedIn. My website is being rebuilt right now. So LinkedIn, or my secretary, Scott, can connect people with my
Who's my tall client, Scott?
Well, it's a redhead.
I don't know.
Anthony connected Patrick and I.
Oh.
And Anthony runs Lily and James Creative, Aaron's company.
Yep.
Anthony, I'm so. First of all, I don't know who's tall anymore because I'm always on virtual speaking. So I'm all 5'2" of me feels like I'm the same size these days. So
I'm taller.
All right. Well, thank you, Beth and Patrick, so much for coming on. Like they said, you can connect with them on LinkedIn or with their secretary right here, Scott. Thank you so much to Bestway International of Already Construction for sponsoring this. And we will be back. Oh, thanks, Scott, for being the best co-host ever. I almost forgot that part. Weird. We will be back same time, same place. Actually, we've got a couple weeks off in March. So we'll see you towards the end of March because we're going on vacation. Not together. And look. Jay thought you were talking. I knew he wasn't talking about you, Jay. Jay is the president of Bestway International. Also, you never see it.
Very tall and handsome man.
Very tall once you see him. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you.